Finally, Comic-Con is here. Comic-Con launches later today. Yes, I'm a bit early. Yes, everyone in America is probably sleeping off Wednesday still. But later on today, Comic-Con launches. And the main things I'm going to be sharing on this channel via my Twitter, which is Movies TV Mad, via my Facebook, McMeanus, via my Instagram, The McMeanus Show, is literally Doctor Who and DC films. These are my main interests. Now, if Arrowverse, even though I've dumped Arrowverse, if it does reveal anything interesting, of course I'll talk about it. But I don't want to, misinform you and get you to click onto stuff that you're not interested in. My focus and my interest is Doctor Who and DC films. So we already know that the Joker origin film starring Joaquin Phoenix will be titled The Joker. I love that title, and will be officially released in October 2019. This means we're going to get 3 DC movies, 2 DCEU movies and 1 DC Dark movie. But it doesn't matter what side they fall on. 3 DC movies. Someone asked me the other day on here, why are they doing DC Light and DC Dark? Well, they're doing this, first of all, so they can have the best of the both worlds, right? So you can have the light inspirational movies, but you can tell dark standalone movies as well, because DC isn't just a light optimistic comic book universe. It has a lot of darkness in the universe, and I think that will be robbing the die-hard comic book fans if both of those kind of tones weren't represented. But the most major reason we're getting a DC Dark and a DC Light, more films, more money. And the DC Dark films can be brought in on a lower budget, because they're probably not going to do DC Dark about characters with powers, mainly human beings, like, kind of Batman characters. So we still don't know if the Batman, which is directed and written by Matt Reeves, will be falling on the DC Dark or the DC Light kind of structure. Maybe we'll find, this is the kind of stuff we really need to find out at Comic-Con. Will Matt Reeves even be at Comic-Con? Who knows? I just don't know who's going to be on the DC film panel, but it's really interesting. But, DC Films Hall H is on Saturday, but today we're actually lucky. The first day of Comic-Con, we're getting the Doctor Who panel. And I really hope they don't spend an hour talking about identity politics. I really hope, they tell us about what they've done, what we've got to look forward to. These 3 new companions, this brand new Doctor. Listen, we know we've got a female Doctor. I didn't want a female Doctor, but I've got one. I'm just grateful and thankful they cast a really good actor that I respect in the role. So now, if we haven't decided to walk away from Doctor Who, let's just focus and be positive. But they need to be positive too. Stop going on about why you cast a female, about feminism. We're not interested. Just tell us about Doctor Who. Tell us what we've got to look forward to. That's going to be awesome. They've done some really exciting things. They've made some exciting decisions. The casting of Bradley Walsh is very exciting for me. So I can't wait to see that. And obviously, hopefully, we get at least a 2-minute trailer. Now, will this just be exclusive for people at Comic-Con? We've had this before. Or will we actually see this trailer? Doctor Who must be launching end of August, September. That's very, very soon. I mean, for marketing reasons, they need to start showing us something, because that pitiful 40-second sequence, if only it was a 40-minute sequence, is very interesting. The time for talking about new Doctor Who and this female Doctor has to stop. Very soon, the geek community will be seeing the very first episode of brand new Doctor Who, and Jodie Whittaker and the new showrunner, Chris. God, I forgot his name. I've gone blank. It's really early here. We'll have to face up to what the fans think, because ultimately, Doctor Who fans are very similar to Star Wars fans. You're not going to please anyone, no matter what you do. The opinions are going to be out there, and these are things you're going to have to deal with. Jodie Whittaker said she doesn't feel under pressure for being the first female Doctor. Do you want to tell her or shall I? This is Doctor Who. The pressure is immense. People look at your performances with a magnifying glass. So it's massive. It's absolutely, Doctor Who is massive. It's gone down here in the past 2 or 3 years, 2 or 3 seasons. So, Chris has a really, really big job on his hands. He's got to get it right. Get this job wrong, Doctor Who could be cancelled, and that could be it. And that would be sad. But I suppose at least we've got Russell T Davies era to watch back on Blu-ray. But, we want Doctor Who to go on. Doctor Who should go on forever. He's a fantastic character, or she's a fantastic character now. But inside he's a bloke. Simple as that. You can't really change that. But then I suppose that's the big talking point, isn't it? If you have a sex change inside, are you still a man, or have you actually become a woman? People who have these operations say that they already feel that they already feel like they're the gender they've always needed and wanted to be before the operation, and it's just getting the operation to complete that. So that's interesting. Because I'm not in that zone, I don't get it. It's hard for me, but I certainly don't mean to be offensive to anyone who's in that situation or been in that situation. The Doctor changing genders is very interesting for the show, because I think they should have within the story how that's going to be. So that's your Doctor Who panel later on today. As soon as I find out all the information, I'm going to put up a video, and we're going to really examine the trailer and what they've said, because I think it's going to be very interesting. Now, of course, Saturday is Hall H for DC, as I've already said. And the big question still remains, Zack Snyder, will he or won't he? Will he actually turn up? Well, apparently his rep said he won't, but I kind of think he will, mainly because he's producing Wonder Woman and Aquaman. Warner Brothers would want him now. Now. Let's just take a look at something. Where's my phone? If I could just show you my phone, right, and show you something very interesting, because it looks like they're starting to implement Zack Snyder's DCEU in Shazam. So let's have a look, if I've still got it, in my pictures. So what we got, have a look. Right, yes. Now, can you see that? That's basically a picture of Time magazine, but you can't actually see it. But what's in there, and I'll keep on looking at it, it says an act of war. As Metropolis lies in ruin, how shall the world respond inside an alien invasion? Now, this is a very interesting picture of the 2 young men in Shazam, and behind that there's lots of Superman and DCEU memorabilia. Now, this Time magazine is literally there. You can't see it, you have to zoom into it. So what I've just read out to you is the headline, the fictional headline. Of course, that's a Man of Steel Easter egg. As fun as that is, and it is fun, and I think they should have been doing that, as of, Wonder Woman and Suicide Squad. But it's brilliant. But it also means the new DCEU is implementing Zack Snyder's universe. They're not saying, oh, we better not talk about him, we don't like him. No. So it kind of sounds like Walter Hamada does like Zack Snyder and will give him something to do, and it could be great news for the Snyder Cut as well. But who knows? But that is a positive. That is a positive to actually see that Time, that Time magazine, headline of it as a fictional one in the background of a Shazam scene is very, very exciting, and just shows you that this weekend in Hall H at Comic-Con, we could be getting a lot of fantastic announcements. It could end up being a damp squid, right? We could just be getting promotional stuff for Aquaman and Shazam, and Wonder Woman 1984, and that could be it. That would be awesome enough. But if we get the announcements, what we really need, if we get Walter Hamada there, if we get Jim Lee there, and they're talking DC films up, that's going to be very exciting and pivotal for the fans. And finally, we can get moving on this movie universe. As I say, I don't care about the TV shows. All I care about is DC films and Doctor Who just a bit. But at the moment, my main focus is DC films. But of course, I do like Lucifer. And that's a kind of a DC TV show, isn't it? So keep it here on Big Mouth to find out everything DC and Doctor Who about what's revealed at San Diego Comic-Con. I shall see you much later. I can promise you that.